everybody, I am the North of 60 Gamer here for Everything Board Games, and today we're going to talk about Core Worlds Nemesis. This is the upcoming solo expansion for the Core Worlds deck building game. This game has been around since 2011. It is the premier deck building game in my opinion. It was designed by Andrew Parks, and I believe it still stands up as a great game today. The game itself is going to be for ages 10 plus, and the playing time is probably 60 to 90 minutes. I was going to say the number of players, but it is a solo game, so it's one. What can I say? So let's get into a little bit of the introduction, and then a little description of the game, and then we're going to go down to the table and take a look at the game, play through a few rounds. Maybe we'll play through a lot of rounds. I don't know until we get there. So let's have a quick introduction, a quick description, and let's get to the game. So before we hit the mat and start into the game itself, it's worth taking a moment to look back at the game of Core Worlds itself. Core Worlds was originally published by Stronghold Games in 2011. In my opinion, this game is one of the best deck builders that was ever designed. With the various expansions available to this game, it is different every time you play it. Andrew Parks himself has a history of creating high-quality games such as Dungeon Alliance from 2018 and going back to 2016's Final Frontier in collaboration with Vlada Chvátil. Excuse my pronunciation. I don't know if I got that 100% correct. Final Frontier is a reskin of Mage Knights set in the Star Trek universe. These two games are both in my collection and well worth having. I'm very excited to see Core Worlds back. The Kickstarter will feature a standalone Core Worlds game called Empires, along with the solo Nemesis expansion. Also available will be a reprint of the base game. However, I cannot be certain on the quality and the availability. I only have confirmation from Chaotix Games that there will be some reprints available. If you're a fan of deck builders, you do not want to miss this. For those of you who can't wait for the Kickstarter, there are Core World base and expansion games available on the secondary market. Depending on how many expansions, the price ranges from $20 US to $80. Core Worlds Nemesis adds a solo game to the core game. The core game itself has been out for over a decade and plays 2 to 4 players over 10 rounds. With the core game, you actually have very little interaction with the other players, as the battle really takes place over the planets you conquer and the cards you purchase from the market, making the base game a typical competitive solitaire game, with the person with the most points at the end wins. The Nemesis expansion adds a simple but effective automa that is going to challenge the solo player. You'll need the Core Worlds expansion Galactic Orders, as the game uses the 6 Galactic Orders as part of the scoring mechanics. Keep this in mind when you're looking at the Kickstarter, because you want to be able to ensure you're getting the base game and the expansions you need to play the solo game. Nemesis starts out with a homeworld and its city, and you draft your level 0 cards into your deck and their tableau. The solo automa uses a tableau style of play so you can track the planets, ships, and other cards. Using prime cards is the mechanics in which help the automa make decisions around which cards to acquire during the play. Much like a player, as the automa builds up cards in its tableau, they will try to concentrate on a core area in which to acquire cards from, much like a player who may focus on 1 or 2 types of cards in order to maximize the score. There are basically 3 actions the automa will take. Either they will prepare to conquer a planet in a later turn by putting a marker on the card that best meets its prime directive. Then in another turn, if they select a conquer card, it will conquer that planet with the token on it. If the token is left on a planet at the end of the round, it automatically conquers the planet. So as a player, you may wish to conquer a planet before the automa gets there at the end of the round. The other is where it will acquire a card based on its prime directive and place the appropriate amount of faction tokens on that galactic leader, which is why you need to play with the expansion. After 10 rounds, add up the victory points. The player beats the Automa if he has more points than the Automa. The game comes in Standard, Advanced, and Expert modes. The Automa's deck is also a timer. If the Automa runs out of cards, you will lose automatically, so make your turns count. So here we are on the setup. At the top, we have the Galactic Orders. That is part of the Galactic Orders expansion. We have the hero cards here. Those are part of the Revolution expansion. We have the advancement stack is going to go here. Here is our first event. That is part of the Galactic Orders expansion. And then so in each one of these decks that we're going to put out eventually is going to be advancements and events. Down here is going to be our Automa player. Here are the different cards that the Automa will have. We'll bring them up as we play. Here are the different worlds. These are prime worlds. And as we collect cards, we're going to actually measure them against these cards. And through the game, the Automa cards will say, collect a planet that has the most units or things like that. And so this is a way of measuring which are prime planets. Their first planet is Dagda. So the first starting planet is Dagda. I'll just see if I can bring that up. And from here we're going to be collecting its planets. My starting planet is Odysseus. So we have a little Greek theme going on. And you can see in the draw phase, if my worlds are greater than units, I can draw an extra card. And I also have, because I'm using one of the expansions, we have the capital city. Basically, during the energy phase, if you have 3 or more worlds in your empire, you may place 1 card from your hand beneath the capital city. So that gives you a way of thinning your deck. This is a deck builder. Here is my starting deck, and we'll go over the cards as they come up. Here is my starting hero deck. Here are the 0 cards. So this, because we're going to play with the expansion, we're going to use the level 0. Let's bring them up. You can see the marker here says this is a age 0 or a galactic level 0. We're going to draft them at the beginning of the game. We're going to put out 6. We're going to randomly take 2 for the Automa, and I'm going to take 2. I have removed a grunt and a stub fighter from my deck already, and they're going to replace that. It just gives the start a little more asymmetrical feel to it. There's also a hero in here, and because we're playing with the Revolution, I have the hero deck. We'll explain that a little bit more as we get other heroes. But it is a way of adding a little stronger power. However, you're not always going to get what you want. And we'll explain how to cycle through this deck as well as we go through the game. But that's basically the setup. We're ready to go. We're going to do our first draft in a minute. And we're going to start the game. Up here are the counters. So I'm going to use orange. The Ultima is going to use red. I'm just got them in a Plano box. I don't think we're going to need any of the other markers. If you do, we'll deal with it. So we're ready to go. We're set up. The prime worlds for the Automa are here. This is where they track the cards that they recruit. And when we take a card for the Automa, we're going to put it on the appropriate planet. And then during the game, it'll say, recruit the card that is most prevalent. In which case, then we'll look to the planets here and say, oh, we have a lot of infantry. We'll grab an infantry if it's there. Or it'll say, get the one that's least prevalent. Then you'll say, oh, I don't have any infantry. I'll get the infantry. And that's how it works. If it doesn't have it, then it's a tie. Then I decide what the Automa gets, ultimately. You can see below, I'm playing Prince Aaron. And because we have the Revolution, I have his 3 hero cards. Bold Strike, Thorough Inspection, and Efficient Conquest. So they're going to go into my hero. I'm going to give it a shuffle. It's going to go into my hero draw pile. I have my starting capital city, Agamemnon. And everybody starts with a planet. So we are going to give Hecuba to the Automa. Now, the way it works is I'm going to put it under its, Gagda planet to keep track of its worlds. You can see I'm putting it up over there. I have my starting deck. It has Galactic Grunts, which are worth 1 infantry. We have Snub Fighters, which are worth 1 air power. We have a Medbot, an Energy Surge, which are great to get more energy. A Coordinated Assault, so there's tactics. So there's three or four basic cards in this deck. There's the Grunts, the Snub Fighters, the Tactics, and the Medbot. Now, we're going to play with the variant that allows us to give us a little asymmetrical startup. I'm going to then draft 2 cards from the Galactic Zero era right here. So the way we're going to do that is I'm just going to shuffle those up. And I'm going to put 6 out. 4, 5, and 6. So in those cards, we have a Swordmaster, who is a hero. We have a Starfighter. A Starfighter hero. A Tactic Star Cruiser. Capital Ship. And Starfighter. So we have our cards here that we're going to draft. I'm going to probably draft... I think I'm going to get the first one as a Bulk Hulk. That's a fairly powerful card. It has a 3 for air power, but it allows you to discard cards to put cards down for free. To reduce the cost of the energy. So you can see up here, it's 4 energy to put out. So it's a pretty hefty ship, but it'll allow me to discard cards, and it might be a good one, especially as we want to take planets away. As we progress through the eras, the planets get more expensive to take in terms of resources, the Grunts and the Snub Fighters, or Fighters and Grunts. So we're going to take that one. And that goes in our deck. Then I'm going to shuffle this up. We'll take 2 for the Automa. So the Automa is going to take a Tactic Star Cruiser. And we'll take another one. He's going to take the Twin Laser Starfighter. And we'll put them under the planets in a second. And then for me, I want to take the Retired Fighting Ace. So we got a couple of good ships. That means when we get our 3rd planet, we can start tucking cards under planets. One of the rules is when you take a planet, you can put a card that you use to conquer it under it. So we'll start getting rid of the Snub Fighters, therefore we can get thin our decks quicker. So one of the things, because I took the Retired Flying Ace, I'm going to go up to this deck, find the Retired Flying Ace cards, and put them into my hero. The one thing you'll note on the back of the hero cards is that they're actually specific to heroes. You'll always know who the top card belongs to, but you don't know what it is. So in order to discard a card, if you want to get to a hero you do want, you have to discard one of your cards from your hand to get this. But when you play a hero, you can grab the hero card. So the first thing I do is I shuffle up my cards. I'm going to draw 6 cards. 4, 5, 6. We'll put them off to the side for now. In those 6 cards, I have a Retired Flying Ace, the Snub Fighter, which is worth 1 power. Flying Ace is worth 2. I have a Medbot that allows me to keep a unit on the playing field if I conquer a world. I have my big salvage battle Hulk, more Galactic Grunts, and another Snub Fighter. Next, we do the energy phase. So we start out with 4 turns, according to this. We start off with 3 energy because our world starts with 3 energy. If worlds are greater than units, draw 1 card, which we can draw. So we're going to draw 1 more card because we don't have any units. Drew another grunt. Also, during my energy phase, I can discard 2 cards in order to get another energy. So if we can discard 2 cards to get another energy, we'll probably want at least 1 grunt, a snub fighter, maybe another grunt. This is not going to be needed at this point. We don't have enough energy for the Battle Hulk. I'd like to keep my retired Flying Ace. The Metabot I'm not too concerned about. So we're going to get rid of these. We're going to discard these 2 cards. So we can get an extra energy. So unfortunately we didn't get a surge, so we are going to be a little bit energy starved. Next phase is we're going to actually put out our 6 cards for our market. And then I'm going to it'll be the action phase. Now we need at least 2 planets. There's the first. Second, good. So we have 2 planets, which is good. So we have some cards to recruit. And we also have a couple of planets. Now the wonderful thing about the first one, we didn't draw any events. This is Bloodbath. Or First Blood, I should say. This is First Blood. And it allows me to actually conquer any planet this round for 0 energy and 0 actions. Usually gets replaced right off the bat, so we were lucky enough not to have that as an issue. Now, in order to put my cards down, now I can put cards down into my war zone. This is the central zone. It's going to cost me 1 turn and the required energy. You can see the required energies to put down. So we have 2 and 2 and 0 and 3. So that's a pretty hefty type to get in a first turn. So we're going to put our retired Flying Ace. It's going to cost me 2 energy, a turn, and 2 energy. So I'm not going to be able to do any of these. But that's okay. If we can get to the next turn, they still will persist. I do want to leave an energy left to recruit a card. But I think what we'll do is get at least 1 of the Galactic Grunts down. 1 turn, 1 energy. That would be my turn. I can put as many units down. It's considered multiple turns, but I can do it all at once. It is now the Automa. The Automa is going to take its most prevalent card. The most prevalent card type it has is a Tactics card right now. And do we see a Tactics card? We do. So we'll give him the War Room. So this is a Tactics card. I'm going to place it under his Tactics planet over to the side. It is now my turn. I have 1 energy left. Even though I have 2 turns, I don't have enough energy. We do want to recruit something. The cost, we have a couple of 3s here. I think we're going to get one of these assault troopers. So we're going to spend our turn, our last energy to pull up a assault trooper into our discard pile. It is the Automa's turn. He's going to conquer a target world. The target world with the highest combined energy and empire points. We have 2 points. We have 2 and 2. This is the one he's going to go. It's a 2. Let me show you this card. It is a 2-turn invasion. The first turn is what they do is they put their marker on it. And then the next turn, they will invade. Okay, so I'm got to pass. I have no turns. I have no actions. When I pass, so does the Automa. However, if the Automa has a planet that has a faction token on it, they are going to pick that up and put it into their tableau. And that is the first turn. Okay, so the last thing I have to do is I'm going to have to discard a card down to 1 card. I will take the Metabot and put that in our discard pile. And I'm down to my last card. I'm going to keep the Metabot. Actually, I'm not even going to keep the Metabot. First turn marker is going to go over to our Automa. These are going to persist. So what I'm going to do, generally you would put an energy token on them, but for my, I'm going to use these bigger tokens so that you can see them better. They'll be here. They'll disappear at the end of the next phase. It is now time to do my draw phase. So I'm going to go to my deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have our energy surge, which is good. We have a snub fighter. That's another snub fighter. A tight formation, another energy serve, and a coordinated assault. But I didn't get my hero. Okay, so we've drawn up to my 6 cards. It's the energy phase. I get 3 for my planet. I get 4 turns, 3 for my planets. Now where I get the turns from is here. In the first galactic age, I get 4. The next 3 I get 5, and the last one I get 6. We'll look at our rules. If worlds are greater than units, I can get a card, which I don't. I can discard, but I have a tactic card that's worth 0. During the interphase, if at least one player's world generates more energy, he's generating 4, I'm generating 3. That means I'm going to get +2 energy. 1, 2. We'll discard that. I actually have the other energy surge, which is good. 1, 2. So we're going to be able to do some really heavy recruiting. And that is all. We are now into the market phase. 1 planet, 2 planets. So we have some conquering. We've got lots of conquering to do. We have an advancement. So an advancement is a card that I can build. There we go. This one is actually quite a nice one. It lets me put some revolution counters on there, and then discard them for energy or drawing a card. I may just build that because I have a lot of energy this turn. However, the Automa goes first. The Automa has draft a hero card. Hey, there are no hero cards in the market, so he does nothing. It is my turn. I'm going to take a turn, and I'm going to put a snub fighter down. That gives me 3. I really don't have any grunts. Oh yeah, here I do. Now I am grunt starved, believe it or not. So I cannot even take those planets. That is really not a good spot to be in. So I cannot conquer any planets. Oh, yes, I do. I have 1 planet here. So I'm going to pull out, I'm going to put my other snub fighter down because I can. And that is the end of my turn. So I'm going to be going after this planet, which has, or this planet. Either or are good. They have 0 victory points, so not really worth anything to me specifically. We will now do the Automa. They are going to target world with most empire points. 1, 1, 1, 1. Now, a good way to do it is to actually what you'll see here is I'm going to do this. Now, I'm going to go after that planet. That means I'm going to take away that ability to conquer it on his next conquer. It's my turn. I'm going to spend a turn. I'm going to conquer this planet. It goes into my tableau down at the bottom here. Now I have to use a grunt and a snub fighter. So they're going to go into my discard pile. That is it for my turn. He's going to draft the most prevalent card type. His most prevalent card type is still the tactics. So he will take a tactics card. Now, this is where these symbols come in. See the symbol here? They match the galactic order. So he's going to put 3 tokens on that galactic order, because it's worth victory points to him at the end of the game. And we'll put that under his planet. Comes back to me. I have 1 turn left. There's really nothing I can do up here. I have an energy left, so I'm going to grab that advancement up the top. So I'm going to build an advancement to this planet, to this planet here, which allows me to put 3 revolution tokens on it. So I'm going to grab them. And that is the end of the second round, basically. Well, he'll have 1 more turn in a second. So just at the end of the second turn, the Automa would take a turn. However, there was nothing really here for the Automa to do. So I took the card. It basically said, recruit a card. There was nothing to recruit. Because the planet had a token on it already, that means it had persisted from the previous turn. It went away, and now we're ready for the third turn of the second era, galactic era. So, first thing we're going to do is I'm going to do a draw phase. So I'm going to take 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have a Metabot. I have the Prince. I have a Snub Fighter, another Snub Fighter, a Galactic Grunt, and a Salvaged Battle Hulk. Next up is the energy phase. I am producing 4 energy for my planets. I can discard up to 2 cards if I'd like for more energy. I have my Prince Aaron. Not going to have enough again for him. We'll get rid of a fighter. Everything else I'm going to keep. I don't really have any ground units. That could be a problem. However, we're going to get another energy here. We'll discard 2 cards for the energy. We do also have our... I'm going to lose one of my tokens here to get another energy. So that gives me 6 energy altogether. Actually, 6 energy altogether. Then what's going to happen is... So we've done our draw, we've replenished my hand. Now we've done our energy phase. We're going to do the galactic phase. So we have a new event coming out. This event is each player may immediately discard 1 starfighter or infantry unit from their hand or war zone to place 1 of his faction tokens on a galactic order of his choice. I don't really see that as a benefit at the moment, but this is that's an immediate effect. Okay, we have a Star Cruiser. We have a planet. Hopefully we have an advancement. Oh, this is an infantry. So this new advancement. During the draw phase, you may draw 1 card. You must then immediately discard a card of your choice. I don't have any planets to put it against at the moment, so it's not particularly a good one for me at the moment. Another planet, so we have our 2 planets. And we have our another infantry. That's a good one. If I could recruit that, that would be excellent. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to sort of go through my turn. I'm not really going to explain what I'm doing. You'll be able to see what I'm doing, but I just want to get through. And if there's anything highlighted, I will stop and do that. But at this point in time, I just want to get, I want to keep this, I do want to get this playthrough done, but I really don't want to do it at the expense of going like a 3-hour run through. So I'm just going to talk it through as if I was playing it, and don't mind me. We have a 3-1, which is probably about the best I'm going to get out of this one because I only have 1 grunt. So definitely we have a 2, a 1. So I'm going to put down my Galactic Grunt for 1. So that's 1 turn. My Snub Fighter for 2 turns, 2 energy. 2 turns, 2 energy. I'd like to be able to do some recruiting. So I'm going to hang on to what I have here at the moment. It is the Automa's turn now. The Automa is going to... It's a monumental invasion. Combined with energy generation and empire points. So we have a 1 and a 2. So that's a 3, 2... He's going after that planet right there, which is good because actually that's the planet I want too. It is my turn. I am going to spend 1 turn and a energy to invade. Here for 2, a subfighter for 1, my galactic grunt for 1. That's going to allow me to take this planet. I'm just going to put that into my tableau. I will put these into my discard pile. That is it for my turn. It is now the Automa turn. He is going to draft a hero card. There are no hero cards. So he gets to do nothing this turn. I come back to here for me. I've got 3 energy left in 2 turns. I really need grunts. So I'm going to go after this infantry here. It's 2 energy. 1, 2, and a turn. I'm going to put that into my discard pile. It is now the Automa. Draft another hero card. There are no hero cards. Comes back over to me. I have 1 turn, 1 energy. I don't think there's anything I can do here. I'm going to pass, which means the Ultima passes as well. There's nothing for them to do over here. So that is the end of this round. As you can see, I've put the counters on here. I have to discard down to 1 card. I'm going to get rid of the Metabot. So we are now ready to start the next round. We are now on the 4th round. We are still 5 turns. We're going to get to the energy phase. I have 1, 2, 5 energy to start. First I'm going to do my draw phase. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have a grunt, a coordinated assault troopers, another grunt. I have my 2 energy surges, which is good. So I've drawn up. I'm going to go into the energy phase. I have 3, 4, 5 for my planets. I am going to use my surge, which basically says if at least one player's worlds generate more energy, they do not, but I get +1. So I'm going to use both my energy cards to get 2 more energy. So we got a fair bit of energy to play with this turn. And then let us see what we can do here. The Ultima is going to go first, of course. The Ultima is going to take the least prevalent card type. He has 1 infantry in and a star cruiser he has 1 of. I'm going to give him this infantry. Oh, I forgot to do the draw up. Let's just do the draw up. We have an event as well. Nope. We have a tactic. The least prevalent would be either an infantry or a star. I'm going to give him the infantry because I took an infantry last turn. And we'll just put that under his that in his tableau. There we are. It is now my turn. I wouldn't mind if I could wouldn't mind being able to actually take this world if I could. I have 1 snub fighter. I need 2 grunts. I do have this guy for 3. We have a lot of energy, so this would be an overkill for 3 energy, but it would only take 1 turn. So I'm going to put this guy down for 3 energy. And do I have another snub fighter? No, but I have Prince, so it's going to cost me 5 energy. Actually, no. Okay, wait a minute. So I'm going to put our Prince down. It's going to cost me 2 turns, 1, 2, and 5 of my energy. And that is it for that turn. We're thinking about going after this planet. Highest energy generation planet. He's going to put a token here. It's going to come back to me. 1 energy, 1. I'm going to actually take that planet, so he's going to lose that planet again. I'm going to take that into my tableau. Produces 2 energy, so I'm really getting some good energy generation at this point. He's going to come in. There's no target world. It comes back to me. I've got basically 1 energy and 1 turn. I don't believe there's anything for 1 energy here. The Prince and the troopers will go actually into the pile here. I don't have any way of producing any more energy, which is unfortunate because I can't actually do any recruiting here. So basically then I have to pass, which means the Ultima passes. So we're going to do our end of turn stuff. The first turn basically is these 2 planets are going to go away. So we'll just put those markers over here. These 2 planets are going to go away. We are going to go down into the 5th and 6th. Now I forgot to check. Yes, the new Starship Trooper actually had some science. So actually we're going to go here. 1, 2, 3. Now, I don't believe anything I played had any science. Oh, yeah. The salt guy had a science, so I missed that. So I do get a science token here. I don't believe anything else. I'm just checking quickly here. No, nothing else. So we put this tokens back on, so we've corrected that situation here. This is going to go over to here for our 5th turn. There's nothing else that we need to do at this point except me to discard down. Now that I have 3 planets, I actually could lose one of my snub fighters. So I'm going to put my snub fighter under the planet that I just took. And then I'm going to bail them both. And that is the end of the era. The turns are quite quick. I'm taking a little more time with things because this is only about my 3rd playthrough, plus the fact that I'm trying to sort of talk you through this game itself. But we're ready for the 5th turn, or the 3rd generation. We are back to 5 actions. We are going to draw up to our 6 cards. Now I've already shuffled, put the old discards on the bottom of the my existing deck, only because I want to make sure that we do it a little bit. I'm trying to get through this a little bit faster, so I'm going to take the 6 cards. I'm not going to spend a lot of time discussing the cards if I've already talked to them about them, but I will tell you what I picked. So I have an energy surge. I have the assault trooper worth 3 infantry. We have the tactic. We have another galactic grunt, and a snub fighter. Now we're going to do our energy phase. I definitely produce more than he does. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energy. I do produce more than him, so that's 9 energy. What I'm going to do this turn is I'm going to actually get rid of this revolution counter to take an extra turn. So I can bump that up to 6 turns. I don't think I need to discard any cards for an extra energy. I'd like to keep what I have if I can, because I think we're going to be pressed to get things done on this turn. I have the first player marker. We're ready to go. We're going to fill our market with 3rd era stuff. They get more expensive. There's a new event. Each player must immediately discard 1 card choice from his hand. Oh, well, that's not good. I'm going to get rid of the grunt because I have the troopers. Damn those space pirates. Of course, it doesn't affect the Ultima. We have a world. After conquering this world, you may immediately transfer up to 2 of your faction tokens and their current galactic order to a new galactic order. Well, considering I only have like 1 down, that's not an issue. We have a Star Cruiser. Nice hefty 5-point Star Cruiser. That would be a nice one to get if I have enough energy to recruit it. And another Battle Cruiser. We do not have a second world, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of the battle cruisers back, and I'm going to draw until we get a world. Right there. There we go. That's 7 fleet for this world, 2 and 5. That's going to be interesting to whether or not I can actually do something. We already have 1 fleet down. Oh, I do. Okay, I could possibly... We're going to be light on grunts. So we may actually want to recruit that skimmer, which won't help me this turn. However, let's go. We're going to put this snub fighter down. 1 turn, 1 energy. We're going to put down our assault trooper for 1 turn, 1, 2, 3 energy. And we're going to put down our galactic grunt for 1 turn, 1 energy. So we still have enough energy if we can attack something. But grunts, I only have 4 and I have 2. I do have a tactic in my hand that does allow me to add 2 if I have at least 2. So 2 starfighters. I have 4 here, but I only need 2 for that, and I don't have enough for that at the moment. This might be a tough round for me. I got a feeling that the Ultima is going to do a good job on me. It's a monumental. Target the world with the highest energy generation in Empire points. So we have 4. So he's definitely targeting this one. If he takes it, he's going to take it at the end of the round when I pass. So, or at least if a marker goes on it, because it's going to persist if he doesn't get it in the next turn. I can't evade anything. The best I can do is I have 4. I really do need some ground troops. The problem with the laser tank, it takes a ton of energy. So I'm going to go 4 energy, which is going to blow everything. And I'm going to pick up the plasma. The plasma scanner. It costs -1 energy to deploy for every infantry card in your zone. Well, I have 2 infantry cards in my zone, so if I can get it out, that would be wonderful. It will be the Optimus' turn. He is going to basically take the world he said he was going to take. And we'll put that under his tableau for planets. There we are. He's not really growing his planets. I have nothing left, so there's I'm going to pass at this point. That means the ultimate passes. There is no planet for them to take at this point. This guy is going to go into the discard pile. In this case, I'll just put it at the bottom because we're never going to get back to it. We're going to move these guys over. We are going to put tokens on them. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stop this now, and I'm going to shuffle up my deck. Start our next round. So I'm going to take 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have a Grunt, Prince Aaron, a Snub Fighter, the Metabot, an Energy Serve, and the Troopers. That's good. So we're going to go and look at what we have here in terms of energy. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 still. We can, for 1 energy, get rid of the... So we have 9 energy. I believe we'll actually be able to take that planet, which is good. I'm going to keep my cards, I think. Yes. We are going to now refill the... Refill. Oh, there's a new event. Each player immediately loses 1 energy. Hooray. Hooray. Oh, another event. All cards in the central zone cost +1 energy to draft. Everything is wonderful. Oh, tactic. And a Star Cruiser. It is the Optimus' turn first. Let's see what he's going to do. He is going to draft the most prevalent type. He has tons of tactics, so he's going to go after a tactic. So off he goes. He is going to put 3 on the hand, because we explained that token he's going to get 2, because we're in this phase, actually. If you can look at the card here, you can see in the first phase they get 3, 2 in rounds 2, 3, and 4, and then 1 in the last round, or the 4th and the 5th round. So he's going to put his tactic cards. There we are. It is my turn. Now I'm going after this guy, but I'm going to have to get I've got one grunt down now, and I need 5 altogether. So we're going to have to put out, I don't even have, oh yeah, I do. So I'm going to have to put out 1 turn 1 energy, 2 turns 4 energy. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You didn't see that, but I didn't reset my turn. That should give me enough. It gives me the 2 Snub Fighters and enough of the Grunts and the Flame Troopers. And in fact, I could actually use 2 cards from my hand next round. So the infantry unit says, during an invasion, you may discard up to 2 cards from your hand. Flame Trooper's ground strength is +1 for each card you discard. So this may actually help me later on. So anyway, it is the Optimus' turn. They're going to take the card worth the most Empire points. That is the Cruiser here. So they're going to put their Star Cruiser under the Star Cruiser planet. Comes back to me. I'm going to spend 1 turn 1 energy, and I am going to use my Star Trooper, my 2 snub fighters, and I'm going to discard 2 cards from my hand. 2 cards from my hand to bump him up to the 4. I am going to take this planet. Yay for me. This says, after conquering I may immediately transfer up to 2 of your faction tokens. Doesn't really matter. One thing I didn't check for is... Nope. Okay, my Medibot, Snub Fighter. I got to make sure that I don't have to... Yes, you can see I didn't put the hand in for my Assault Trooper, so I'm going to do that. And he gets... There it is, in the hand. That is actually the Mystic Brotherhood. I really didn't talk about this, but it's the Order of Knighthood, the Science Guild, the Mystic Brotherhood, Galactic Senate, the Mining Coalition, and the Merchant Alliance. It is now the Optimus turn. He is going to conquer a planet. There is no planet for him to conquer. I'm going to come back here. I don't believe I have any energy. I have 2 energy left. There is nothing for 2 energy that I can actually take. So I am going to pass. The Ultima passes. We are now ready for the next generation. So we're going to pass this back to myself. We are going to get rid of these 2 cards, put that card in for the next round. These 2 cards are going to go in and be returned underneath, and then we'll set up for the next generation. We're going into the next galactic era, turns 7 and 8. We have 5 turns again. I have reshuffled my deck and put the remaining cards on top. I was just trying to save time. We have 1 persistent planet left. I have a number of units still out on the board. We have 1 token left for my planet, which is associated to my second planet, as my capital city is my first planet. Hopefully things are going to go better. I have a feeling that things are going to go downhill from there because I don't have a lot of power. But we'll see what happens. Things get way more expensive. So let's see what happens in this game. So I'm going to draw the top 6 cards. So I have 2 Snub Fighters. A 3rd Snub Fighter. I probably should be bailing cards underneath. But I have my retired Flying Ace, which is good because I could probably make use of him. We've got the nice big salvage battle Hulk. So this should help me this turn really good. So we got lots of flying, but we're still light on grunts in my hand, but I have 5 down. So that is very useful. I have 5 down on the ground. We're going to do our energy phase. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, which is good. I could discard... I don't know whether I want an extra turn or an extra energy. I think I'm going to take an extra energy at this point. Only because hopefully I can recruit something nice. Okay. That is the draw phase. I'm going to take I did my energy phase. I'm going to now... I have more planets than units. So I believe that allows me to draw an extra card, which is good. We've probably forgotten that through the game, but that's okay. And now we're going to go and start our market. We're looking for at least 2 planets. There's an event. Each player can deploy a maximum of 1 unit during his player turns. Let's just hope that that goes away. Let me just give you a shot of that. Because that is going to be limiting. There's a planet. 7. I have 5 showing. So if I got something with 2, I might be able to do something here. I need 1 more planet. There it is. 1 more planet. We have an advancement. After you build this card, you must immediately remove 1 of your cards. It is worth 2 points. I don't know if there's a much advantage to that. And our last card is another planet. Okay, it's back to me. I would really like to be able to get a world. I have 5. You need 5 fleet, 0 grunts. 0 fleet, 7 grunts. 6 fleet, 0 grunts. Oh, that's an actual card that I can recruit at this point. So we really like to get a planet this turn, though it is -1 empire. Whew, but a lot of energy. I would love to be able to get a planet like this, but I'm limited to 1 unit this turn. So and my energy was 11. Good. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put down these 2 units. These will give me, actually allow me to get just about any planet I want here. Because I'm really going to want to get at least a 2-pointer here. So I'm going to put down the Flying Ace and the Salvaged Battle Hawk. So that's 6. That's 2 turns. Takes me down to 5 energy, and that will be the end of my turn. The Ultima is going to do highest energy generation planet. So we have 2, we have 3, 4. -1 victory point. You know what? He can have that. It is my turn. I have 2 grunts showing, 5 grunts, and 5 fleet. I only need 4 and 4. Let's just see what we can do here. So I'm going to use, for 1 energy and a turn, I'm going to use one of my tactics. For a turn and an energy, adds +2, so that's going to give me 4. So I don't have to take this off the board. Actually, let's rewind that. Because these are still on the board, I'm going to put the Snub Fighter down for 1 turn, 1 energy. Because that will give me, it'll leave a couple of these on a flying fleet on the ground here in this zone. So I'm going to leave that and now it's the Ultima's turn. And I have time for that. Oh, he gets the planet at this point, which I can gladly give away for -1. It is my turn this time. This time I'm going to spend the 1 energy to fight. So I've got 1. I got a Snub Fighter. Plus my Salvaged Battle Hawk. And that gives me the 4 I need there. I have my Assault Troop. And my Galactic Grunts. And that allows me to pick up that planet. Not bad considering I have a limited amount of things I can do. And I still have my retired Flying Ace and I have some grunts still. I am going to recruit next turn. He's going to conquer a planet, or at least start to conquer a planet. My turn again. I'm going to recruit. I'm going to spend my turn and my last 3 energy to pick up the Argo. And what I'm going to do is actually, I used one of the Snub Fighters in the last battle. So I'm actually going to put that under the planet here. That's just a way of thinning the herd, so to speak. There we are. Not exactly the neatest. If you saw the desk, it's got like 30 by 30 that I'm working on, so I'm pretty amazed that I can do anything. So I've recruited a card. It is the Automa's turn. He is going to take the least prevalent card type. He has lots of tactics. That means it's going to be the Star Cruiser. He only has 2 Star Cruisers. I'm going to come over here. I have to pass. He doesn't go, but however, because there's a planet left over... Oh no, this is going to switch over. This is going to go away. And we're going to get ready for the next turn. And in fact, I ran 7 into 8. So we are now going to get into the end game. So I'm just going to set that up very, very quickly. Sorry, I'm trying. This is really the first time I've kind of done this kind of a playthrough, so I may have missed a few things. Forgive me. If you've seen anything I've missed, put a timestamp in the comments, and I will commiserate with you that I missed something. I haven't even made use of my hero cards that much, so there is a lot to think about. I have talked to other reviewers, and I have great respect for them because this is not easy. In fact, I was just talking to Paul Grogan a moment ago over lunch because he was watching one of my other videos. Big fanboy. And yeah, this is hard. So I've missed a few things, and I apologize. But we're going to go in and we're going to play the last round. Just for the sake of my sanity and the sake of the game, I inadvertently didn't put the 4th generation cards in during the 4th Galactic Era. Oops. However, it doesn't change the play other than the fact that I should have had different planets out. And I apologize for that. But we're going to go on to the last round, and I'm just going to pretend that that 4th generation was okay. And we're going to go right to the scoring round, just so we can end this and wrap this up. I'm going to basically get rid of my entire hand as well into the discard pile, and I'm going to drop the next phase. So I am going to drop the 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to get actually 6 full turns. This time we have the Prince, the Coordinated Assault, Energy Surge, Snub Fighter, Flame Troopers. So I have a feeling that I'm going to be a little bit ouched in this one. What can I say? As I said, I've made a few mistakes, but we had fun, right? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14 energy. Well, it gives us a lot of energy at least. I don't have a surge, but we have plenty to play some stuff. Oh, we do have a surge. During the energy phase, if you at least one player's worlds generates more energy. I don't. I'm only going to get 1. So we got 15 energy. We can actually draw up 1 extra card because we have more planets than units. That's good. We've done our energy phase. Actually, another energy surge came up. So we have lots of energy to play with. We are going to put out our last 5 Era 5 cards. We have a new advancement. When you build this card, you may remove 1 faction token from 2 different galactics. I haven't really talked a lot about that. I probably forgot half of that. We have an event. During this round, each player must spend either 1 action or 2 energies to draft a prestige card. Well, that sucks. Seeing that that's kind of the era we're in. There's a prestige card right there. We have 2 prestige cards, as a matter of fact. And another advancement. When you build this card, 1 revolution token or a section 3 world that you do not control, the ministry shares that energy, empire points, and card next to the world. It's going to go there. And another world, robot vehicle, core world, 5 and 10. I don't think I'm going to go very far in this in this last round. I don't think I played optimally, unfortunately. However, I go first. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm not really going to be able to take any of these planets. So I'm going to go after this prestige card. It's going to cost me an extra turn. That's fine. And it's going to cost me 9 energy. So it's 16. It's going to take me down to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 7 energy to draft this prestige card. When I draft it, I can immediately put a token down on a galactic order that I don't have anything on. So there we go. It is now his turn. He's going to take a prime core world. He is going to take 1. So he's going to look for one that has the tactic right there. So he is going to grab that because he has tactics. It comes back to me. I have 7. So I'm going to take this 1 turn, all my energy. I'm going to take this prestige card. He is going to draft the card, which really he can't. I'm going to come over here. I have to pass. He passes. He's automatically going to get this planet due to the fact that he already had his token on it. That is the end of this round. I really don't have to put tokens out because at the end of the game, this is the end of the game. Oh, shit. Oh, this is the end of the game. Oops, pardon me, I almost swore. Anyway, so the first turn marker is going to be switching over to the Ultima. We're going to go 10 because we will look at that later. Okay, that'll go in my discard. But it really doesn't matter because there's no discard and we're going to be counting those up. So let's just leave them on the table. We're going to go through this. I'm going to draft up my 6 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm cheating. I'm bad. We have a Snub Fighter. We have our Energy Surge. We have our other Energy Surge. We have a Metabot, Grunts, and our Plasma Skinner. If we can get it down, I don't think we'll be able to actually take any of the core worlds. He's going to go first, but at first we're going to put up 6 turns. I'm going to do my energy, which was 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 13, 14. We have the Energy Surge card. We can get rid of. We did our draw phase. We still have more, so we can actually draw another card. I can remove a card for more energy, maybe. So if I want to get rid of 2 cards, there we go. Get another energy. Maybe I can get something. We'll get the Galactic. Nope, another event. Each player must immediately lose 2 energy or 1 action point. At this point, I'm okay with an action point. Oh, another event. Each player must immediately remove 1 of his worlds or advancements from Sector 3 or 4 of the game. Oh, how cute. 1 of my worlds. Okay. I'm good with that. Goodbye, world. What can I tell you? Didn't like that world anyway. It probably blew up. Okay. We have a Prestige. And another Prestige. So we're good. Ottoman's going to go first. He is going to most prevalent type. So he is going to take a Prestige card. Don't really want to put that. He's not on green. Okay, so we'll give him that. He'll put a token on green, unfortunately. And he will take a Prestige card. I come over to myself. What do I have here in my hand? I have an Energy Surge, which is good. Uh, 10 and 5. I don't think we're going to be able to get to any of these 5 and 10. Nah, I'm not even going to get close. My best bet is to actually take this Prestige card. It's going to cost 6 a turn and 6 energy. So we'll just put that in the pile of Prestige cards. Ultimate's turn. He gets to conquer a prime planet based on his robot vehicle, tactics, nope, empire points. Based on that, they're all robot empire. Quasitel, I don't think he has anything on that. Cruisers, he doesn't have any cruisers. So I'm going to give him this card. I'm going to pass. He's going to pass. Everybody passes. That is the end of the game and the round. Now we're going to do some scoring. So this is my first full run-through of A game and Core Worlds Nemesis. Generally, I liked it. I think I could have done a lot better. I was concentrating more on trying to figure out how to play versus trying to really watch what others were doing. However, what we're going to score this, I have 1 point, 3 points, 7 points, plus 6 is 13. Since I'm the big winner here, I get a point for that. So a whole 14 points. How exciting for me. Not that exciting. So he's got 2 points here. 2 points here. Nothing over here. 2 points is 4. For this Prestige card, he gets 1 sector, which he choose 4. Sector 3, because he has 3 Sector 3 cards. So we would actually have 1, 2, 3, plus that 4 is 7 points, minus 1 is 6. He gets a point for that is 7, plus 2 more is 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So he does beat me. I'm sad. But that is the way it goes. My final thoughts, though, I like it. It's a good game. I think it really adds allowing the person to play solo with Core Worlds, and it's official. I'm going to definitely do this again on a bigger table and pay more attention. But for now, my name is Harry Jacobs. I am the North of 60 Gamer for the North of 60 Gaming channel. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, like if you would, subscribe if you dare, comment all the time. I will take your comments. I will try to answer your comments. I'm not inundated by thousands of comments, so if you comment something, I will answer you. That's all for now, guys. Thanks.